Hello and welcome to my talk on indexing mental workload in cognition-aware systems. Cognitive load is determined by a variety of methods. According to Yüksel, the most frequently used measures are self-reporting questionnaires, followed by dual task techniques and physiological parameters. This latter measurement primarily includes heart rate variabilities or electrodermal activity. However, in the past years, HCI research increasingly applied task-evoked pupil diameter to index cognitive processing demands. Applying pupil size changes as a measure of cognitive load has many advantages, but pupil diameter is also sensitive to ambient lighting conditions and cannot be applied in any type of ubiquitous computing systems. Therefore, latest research applied another oculomotor parameter to determine mental workload, the so-called smooth pursuit eye movements. Smooth pursuit eye movements are defined as a voluntary behavior for the purpose of keeping the image of a moving object within the foveal area of the eye. And recently, two groups observed that mental workload influences the quality of the pursuit performance. The present work aims to contrast the sensitivity of both pupil diameter and smooth pursuit eye movements for indexing cognitive processing demands. We applied a dual task scenario. After a 9-point calibration procedure, the level of difficulty was varied on basis of an NBAC task. We decided for an auditory NBAC task to avoid interferences with the pupillary light reflex. The impact of task load variation was determined through changes in pupil diameter and on the basis of the performance in a simultaneous SPEM task. NBAC tasks are continuous recognition measures. During easy trials of the current auditory NBAC task, participants were instructed to press a button as soon as a number was repeated, or in the moderate and hard condition, whenever a number recurred with one or two others in between. In the parallel smooth pursuit eye movement task, participants were instructed to follow a fixation cross that moved horizontally from left to right across the screen. All results indicate once again that task load influences pupil diameter. The signals depict difference from baseline mean. During control trials, participants carried out the smooth pursuit eye movement task only. As can be seen, pupil size increases with the level of difficulty of the NBAC task. However, overall pupil diameter reaches a plateau phase already during the 2-BAC task and cannot be differentiated from pupil sizes during high workload in the 3-BAC task. During smooth pursuit eye movements, deviations in gaze behavior increase with increasing task load in the parallel NBAC task. However, in contrast to pupil diameter, smooth pursuit performance differentiates only roughly between the different levels of task load. The control trials differ from all experimental conditions, but we observe only a strong tendency towards differences in gaze behavior between very easy and very difficult tasks. To the button presses during the auditory NBAC task, we can calculate various behavioral responses. Descriptive analysis of the reaction times show an increase with increasing task load. However, this parameter also does not discriminate between the 2-BAC and 3-BAC condition. In contrast, the number of omissions is higher during 2-BAC compared to 3-BAC trials, but there are no differences among the lower conditions. And the false positive responses revealed a counterintuitive pattern with more false hits during 2-BAC compared to 3-BAC trials. So we can conclude that cognitive load exerts a considerable influence on pupil diameter. However, it seems hardly possible to differentiate task load in the upper ranges. For smooth pursuit eye movements, we observe an increase in gaze deviation with increasing task load. But SPEM performance distinguishes only between conditions of very high and very low task difficulty. According to a recent study, this might be different for smooth pursuit during circular and sinusoidal, so during more complex movements. And last but not least, a combination of behavioral measures adds valuable information on cognitive processing and may also help to distinguish even higher states of mental workload. Thank you very much.